Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, when did I start feeling older than I look? Maybe it's those stiff joints in the morning, the energy that runs out by mid-afternoon, or just that quiet ache of feeling like your best years are behind you. It's a feeling many of us know all too well, but what if I told you that one Japanese doctor proved it doesn't have to be this way? Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara lived until the incredible age of 105. But he didn't just live, he thrived. Even in his 90s and beyond, he worked full-time, published books, and inspired millions. He didn't let age define what he could or couldn't do, and his secret, a simple rule he lived by every day. It might just change how you think about growing older. Let's talk about what it really means to stay young after 70, not just in body, but in spirit, in attitude, and in how we show up for life. Growing older means stepping into a new chapter with more freedom, wisdom, and energy. Now, you might be wondering, how's that even possible? Energy tends to fade, our bodies slow down, and let's be honest, sometimes it feels easier to just sit and watch from the sidelines. But Dr. Hinohara believed the opposite. He believed that staying active, staying curious were the real keys to feeling young. And it all starts with movement. Dr. Hinohara didn't rely on gyms or strict workout routines. It's not about intense exercise, it's about staying in motion. He took the stairs instead of the elevator. He walked whenever he could, and he encouraged others to keep moving. It sounds so simple, right? But think about your own day. How often do you sit for long stretches, maybe scrolling through your phone or watching TV? It's easy to get into a routine that keeps us comfortable, but comfort can sometimes be a quiet trap. The longer we sit still, the harder it becomes to start moving again. So here's a small challenge you can try starting today. The next time you have the choice between sitting and standing, choose standing. The next time you're heading upstairs, take them one step at a time. It doesn't matter how fast or how far. What matters is that you keep going. Little by little, that movement adds up. But movement was just one part of Dr. Hinohara's lifestyle. Another powerful piece of his philosophy was the way he viewed time. He believed that staying young meant staying busy with things that light you up. He filled his calendar with projects, books, speaking events, and meetings, even into his hundreds. But here's the key. He didn't see it as work. He saw it as purpose. That sense of knowing that what you're doing matters. Maybe it's helping your grandkids with homework. Maybe it's volunteering once a week, starting a new garden, or learning to paint for the first time. That spark of curiosity, of contribution, it keeps your spirit awake. So, let me ask you this. What's something you've always wanted to do but told yourself it's too late to start? Maybe it's learning a new language, taking a dance class, writing a memoir, or even just reconnecting with old friends. Whatever it is, do it. Even if it feels small, even if it feels a little scary, because staying young means continuing to grow. When Dr. Hinohara was asked how he kept going for so long, he smiled and said, "Don't be crazy about getting more sleep. We all remember how much we slept when we were kids, and we had boundless energy." His point wasn't to skip rest, but to stop believing that age means slowing down. Because the moment we start believing that, we stop trying. He believed that joy and energy go hand in hand. The way we fill our days fuels us. It's the life we choose each morning. So if you've been feeling like the spark has dimmed a little lately, that's okay, you're not alone. But the good news is you can reignite it. By choosing to move a little more, by finding something that excites you, it's the best part. Now, let's talk about something that most people overlook when they think about staying young. How you think. Dr. Hinohara often said that the mind is just as important as the body, if not more. He didn't let the number define what he could do, how he felt, or what he was capable of. Instead, he lived as if age was simply a number on paper, not a limit. This mindset wasn't about denial, it was about intention. He believed that if you keep thinking young, if you keep dreaming, learning, and engaging with life, your body has a reason to keep up. That's why he kept making plans for the future, even at 100. And that's something we can all take with us. What's something you can plan, look forward to, or start learning that makes you excited to wake up tomorrow? It doesn't have to be a huge goal. Maybe it's just calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while, picking up a book. The key is to keep your brain busy with hope, curiosity, and the desire to keep growing. Dr. Hinohara credited much of his vitality to eating less than you think you need. He followed the Hara-Hachi-Bu approach, eating until you're about 80% full. Not stuffed, not starving, just satisfied. He kept his meals simple and light, mostly vegetables, fish, and staples like olive oil and rice. But even more important than what he ate was how he approached food. with appreciation, not obsession. He didn't fall into the trap of fad diets or obsessing over calories. He focused on real whole foods and paid attention to how they made him feel. That's something that can make a huge difference. So, the next time you sit down for a meal, try slowing down, savor each bite. Ask yourself not just, does this taste good, but is this helping me feel good? Because what we eat impacts our energy, sleep and mood. Another thing Dr. Hinohara embraced, which might surprise you, was a touch of unpredictability. He believed that routine could be helpful, but too much of it could make life feel stale. Every now and then, he encouraged people to do something unexpected. Take a different route. Try a new recipe. Visit a place you've never been. Do something spontaneous. Because novelty wakes up the brain. Think about the last time you did something for the first time. How did it feel? Was it exciting? Maybe a little scary? That's good. That feeling means you're alive. The more often we allow ourselves those moments, the more alive we feel. And you know what else kept Dr. Hinohara young? Laughter, joy, not taking himself too seriously. He had a lightness about him, a sense of humor. Even in his older years, he made time for fun. So let's not forget that part of youth isn't just about walking fast or eating well. It's also about feeling good, laughing with your friends, dancing in the kitchen, watching a movie that makes you smile, playing with your grandkids, even telling a silly joke just because it feels good to laugh. These moments matter more than we think. Dr. Hinohara spoke often about service. He believed that helping others keeps us young. Whether it's offering advice, lending a hand, or simply listening, giving reminds us that we're still needed, still valuable. There's something incredibly rejuvenating about being of service. It gives us purpose, connection, and joy. So if today you're feeling a little tired, a little stuck, or a little unsure of what's next, maybe that's the perfect time to ask, who could I help today? It could be a neighbor, a friend, a stranger online. Even the smallest gesture, sharing your story, giving someone a compliment, sending a kind message, can spark something in both you and them. There's something beautiful about realizing that age doesn't have to mean limitation. For Dr. Hinohara, reaching 70, 80, even 100 wasn't about winding down. It was about deepening his purpose and living with even more intention. His lifestyle gave us many gems to follow, with one simple rule he swore by, no matter how many birthdays passed. Stay engaged. It sounds simple, maybe even a little obvious, but think about it. How many people do you know who, after retiring, quietly began to pull back from everything else too? The hobbies they once loved start to gather dust. Social circles shrink. Dr. Hinohara believed that the absence of purpose is what truly ages us. He continued to work, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. He gave lectures, wrote books, and volunteered. He was still seeing patients in his 90s. And more than anything, he kept setting goals. He once said, "There is no need to ever retire, but if one must, it should be a lot later than 65. That's not to say you need to be working long hours or chasing after deadlines. It simply means that when we wake up each day with something to look forward to, something that adds meaning to our day, that's what keeps us young. Maybe your purpose now looks different than it did in your 30s or 40s. That's okay. Maybe it's sharing your wisdom with someone younger, writing down your life lessons, or volunteering at a local school. There's no expiration date on making an impact. So take a moment right now and ask yourself, what do I still want to experience? What do I want to... These aren't just for the young, they're for anyone who's still breathing, still dreaming, still living. Because staying young after 70 isn't about pretending we're not aging. It's about embracing this season of life as something rich and vibrant. It's about staying connected to others, to purpose, and to ourselves. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle. Maybe you just start by taking a walk each morning, calling a friend, trying a new recipe, or reading a book that sparks something inside you. Maybe you start smiling more, worrying less, moving a little more, and giving yourself permission to feel good again. And if there's one thing Dr. Hinohara wanted people to know, it's that it's never too late. Never too late to take care of your health, never too late to find joy. So if you've been holding back, waiting for the perfect time, consider this your sign. The best time to start living fully is now. You've already come so far, you've gathered wisdom and stories, and you still have more to write. Thank you for spending your time here with me today. Dr. Hinohara's life reminds us that age is not the end of anything. It's the beginning of a new chapter. If this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more uplifting practical advice on living well. Here's to you, your journey, and all the beautiful moments ahead. Live your best life at any